Welcome. Today we'll go over the run-up procedures before takeoff jets in the Piper Arrow. So, alright, to start with, we'll get my checklist out here. We will set our parking brake. That way we don't roll off the taxiway when we go to run the engine up. Alright, so the parking brakes are set, and make sure our prop and mixture are full forward, and they are. Alright, so now we'll take the power lever or the throttle up to 2,000 RPM, as you can see here on the tachometer. So there's 2,000 the tachometer. Alright, so the first thing we'll do is check our magnetos. This airplane has two, and it's what provides the spark plug, the high current for sparking that ignites the fuel in the cylinder. So there's two mads, so we want to make sure both are working the way they should. So basically we just isolate each one, and what we're looking for is a drop in RPM of no more than 175. Personally, 175 is excessive, but that's the maximum that Piper allows. So I like to start with the right first, so we'll go to the right mag first. Right, so that we're running on the right mag. The left mag is turned off, and as you can see, there's 100 RPM difference from where we started. So 100 RPM drop, which is acceptable. All right, so we'll go back to both. So now we're back on both mads, and there's 2,000 back where we started. All right, so let's check the left mag, and there's the drop of 100. You should see no more than 50 between the two mads, and it's 0 for this thing, so that's good. Back on both. Back on 2,000. And let's see, check all our instruments. Everything's in green there. That's our fuel quantity. Oil temperature is good. Meters are good. Oil pressure looks good. I don't believe this aircraft. Oh, we do have a vacuum. So there's the vacuum, and it is within where it should be. Now the vacuum is driven by the engine, and it provides air for your attitude indicator. That's about it for this thing. Some aircraft have a vacuum-driven compass, but this is electronic. So the only thing the vacuum works in this aircraft would be your attitude indicator. So if it was outside of the range, your attitude indicator wouldn't function properly. So, all right, moving on from that. We'll check our alternate air source. Now the purpose of the alternate air source is, let's say you intake a bird, or something with your normal way of the normal way of pulling air in is blocked. So we'll turn this on. That'll open up an air source for the engine. So generally you shouldn't see a change in anything, because you're just opening so all you're doing is opening a different source of air coming into the engine, and in this case it's just ambient air within the engine cowling. So there shouldn't be a change, and as you can see, there's not. Now if there was a change, if it increased, that would tell you that you have a blockage somewhere, filter and the fuel servo. After that, it wouldn't affect anything. So, all right, so we checked that. That's good. So now we'll move on to the prop. Now the Arrow is equipped with a constant speed prop or a variable pitch prop, whichever way you want to put it. And it basically, the pitch will change with the when you move the throttle, the prop tries to maintain whatever RPM you have it set to. So we'll cycle the prop 3 times, and there's several reasons for that. One, we want to check our gauges. So you'll see a rise in manifold pressure as we're putting a load on the engine, basically increasing the drag on the prop, so the engine has to work harder to maintain the RPM RPM you have it set, the throttle you have it set to. And you'll see a drop in RPM as we're pulling the prop down, so we're decreasing the RPMs. So you'll see a drop in RPM, and you should see a drop in the oil pressure. And the way that the prop works is off of oil pressure. So when you reduce oil pressure, the pitch will change in relation to how the prop's set. Alright, summarize that. Increase in manifold pressure, drop in RPM, drop in oil pressure. Alright, so let's do it. Do it 3 times pretty quickly, and we'll check each one as we go. And the second reason, well, I guess 3 reasons. The second reason is we want to add some fresh oil into the prop hull. Second, we want to see if the prop is leaking anything, and if it is, you'll see prop being slung up on the counter or the windshield, or you may see it, you may not. Depends on how bad of a leak it is. Now you should see that in your pre-flight before you run the airplane, but regardless, we'll do it anyway. Alright, so here we go. Cycle the prop. Cycle it real quick. So there's your rise in manifold. We'll let the engine reset itself, so we'll do it again. There's a drop in RPM. And one more time. Drop in oil pressure. Very slightly. Not much. Do it again, see what you see. There you go, drop in oil pressure. Okay, so the prop's working and cycling. There's no oil on the windscreen. Now we'll do a governor check. Now the prop governor is what tells the prop what speed to maintain. And so we're basically going to make sure that the governor is doing what it's supposed to do. So for this check, we'll bring the RPMs up to 2100 using the power lever. It's got to be 21 and above to really see an effect in this. All right, so we're at 21 on the we're at 21 on the tachometer, and I'll bring the prop lever back until we have 2000 on the tachometer. All right, so our engine's set to 17 inches of manifold. Prop is maintaining 2000 RPMs. Now, to check the governor, we'll increase the power, and the governor should kick in and keep the prop at 2000 RPM. So let's jolt the throttle up some and see what happens to the tachometer. Alright, so you can see the prop rise and the prop comes back to 2000 without touching the power. Now we'll bring the throttle back down, and the governor should increase the RPM back to 2000. So there's 19, and it's going back to 2000 by itself, so the governor is working like it should. prop back to full forward. Okay, after all that's done, we'll bring the power to idle, and we'll check our idle. You want it to be around 7 to 600, and you're basically making sure that it's not vibrating. If it's, you want to make sure it's idling pretty smooth. So that looks like 750, 775-ish. That's pretty good. And we'll check our pump to make sure it doesn't bring the prop down. So everything looks pretty steady. That's good. Okay. So we're satisfied our engine's working properly. Bring it up to back to 1,000. And then we'll do our continue on with our flow. So first we'll check our flight controls. So I'll move the yoke. Now if you have a passenger, you want to keep in mind that you don't hit their knees when you do this check. So, but anyway, I'll turn the yoke to the left. Now what should happen? The left aileron should come up. Sorry, the left aileron should come up and the right aileron should go down. So let's see. Alright, so the left aileron's up, right aileron's down. So we'll bring it back around. Now the right one's up and the left one's down, corresponded with the yoke. So that's good. Now the stab in the back, we'll bring the yoke back. That should raise the stab and push the yoke down. Stab goes down. Then your rotors. Now you can't see the rotor, but we'll go through it. Make sure that you get full motion. And you want full motion. Everything's free. Nothing's binding. Everything's good. I'll leave our flaps now. I guess I'll bring the flaps down for this video. So the Piper has 3 notches. 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, the flaps come down. It should be about the same on both sides. Put them back up. Steady with the aileron. Level with the aileron. So that's good. Set the trim for takeoff. And we go through our instruments. So we got 0 on the airspeed. Our attitude indicator is wings level and blue side up. Our altimeter is set to the field elevation. And we get to set it. We can, you set the pressure in the Colesman window as inches. So, and to get this number, you can listen to the weather report, or you can just set this to your field elevation. VSI is showing 0 as it should. HSI should be lined up with your compass. So we got call that 19 in the HSI and 20 on the compass, so close enough. Our CDI, we're not too concerned about it, but it is set to the ILS, so it's showing a right deflection, or the airplane's off to the right. Turn coordinator is level, and the ball is in the center. That's pretty much it. EGT, you got diesel lights. Now on the real airplane, you turn the nav lights on, these will go dim, almost off. You can barely see it in the daytime. That's not modeled here in the aircraft. And our suction gauge and hops meter, EOT. Make sure it's not working, or you make sure it's working but not on. I guess not transmitting. This to be 1200, preferably on the ground or standby. I guess we can check our autopilot. Turn the autopilot on. I won't go on. Let's see. Fresh air fan. Let's see. I guess in the sim. Yeah, I guess in the sim you can't turn the autopilot on the ground. Oh well, we won't go through that then. So that's pretty much it. Over here you got should be defrost. Oh, that's the heater. So the heater and defrost. Yeah, okay, yeah, defrost heater. And it draws its so the defrost, the vents are up here. You can't really see it. There's the defrost. So it'll be shooting hot air out of here to defrost the windows. Well, I tried to set up a mag failure so you can see what a bad mag would look like on a run up, but it doesn't seem to be filled. So I'll have to figure out the failure system on the Microsoft Flight Sim. But anyway, well, I'll just give you a comparison from simulator to real life.